So if you're finding out that you're not getting the grades you hope for, or you're struggling with a specific skill, there are resources at the uni that can help you. So my first point of call is always to look at the feedback. So if you're struggling with essays, for instance, you can compare a few essays you've done and see if there's any common comments in your feedback, to see if there's something in particular you're struggling with. I had an issue with structure in second year where I'd always get feedback saying that the structure was off, or it didn't read well, or I need to work on the structure. And so I went to the Skills App library, which is a resource on Minerva, and that actually had some help sections which helped me better plan and structure my essays, and this really helped me. And this Skills App library also really useful for other stuff like academic referencing and lab report styles and stuff like that. I also found YouTube can be really helpful. A few times I've really struggled with complicated concepts that I've been taught in my lectures, and where it just didn't go in my head, and I found that YouTube has so many resources for trying to understand things academically. There's so many teachers and academic people on YouTube that just explain things really easily, and you can just watch a few videos and hopefully you can kind of get the gist of it a bit more, because they go through it a lot slower, and everyone learns in different styles as well, so sometimes the way your lecturer teaches isn't necessarily the way it's best for you to learn. So sometimes you need to access extra resources to make sure you understand the concept. I also often ask some friends to look after my essays for me if I'm really struggling before submitting it, but you've just got to be really careful of plagiarism, and only ask someone you trust and things like this. But if you're careful, then actually using your friends and your other people in your course are really good for going over your work and just seeing if there's anything that you've missed, basically. And if you're still struggling, you can contact your personal tutor and ask for personal advice and help, and they'll be able to give you advice and help with the problem. And your tutor's usually someone academic in your department, which means they'll know the answer to your question most likely. And remember, you can always contact the marker and module leader if you don't understand your feedback, as I'm sure they'll be more than happy to go into detail about what your work was missing or how you can improve in the future. And getting marks back can be really disappointing sometimes, and it's really stressful, and almost every university student will experience this at some point. But if you learn from your feedback and you make the most of the disappointing marks, then you can do better on future assignments. And using feedback to improve a mark is one of the most useful skills you can learn at uni. And if you take advantage of the resources available to you, such as your tutors, your lecturers, online resources such as Skills App Library, then you can make sure that it's really good.